little, we went to church, but then when we moved to where we live now, we didn't have a very good experience with the local church, and then we just stopped going, and I didn't really go again until I started dating my now fiance, and she started taking me to her church. We just happened to go to the same high school, and then we went to West Virginia University together, and then I went to law school. She went and got her master's at VCU, and we got engaged about 2 years ago now. She's like my rock. Like, she pointed me in the direction and led me, because she was always thinking about things differently, and I wasn't seeing things her way. It's because she was right with God and I wasn't. Shannon came to visit me here once I moved to Concord, and she was like, we need to find a church to go to, and I was like, okay. And then just driving past it every day on the way home, she was like, well, let's go to that one. It's not like anything you've ever seen before. The music's not the same, the environment's not the same. It's different, which is good. People here will make you feel wanted. If you ever needed something, needed to talk to someone, needed some help, like if you shot them an email or a text or a phone call, they would get back to you and they'd be there for you, without a doubt. There was a list at the time that had all the life groups that were starting up or restarting. So we looked through them, and she's like, the Fireside group, that'd be perfect. And I agreed. And then so I came, and it was great. It was almost like church was the foundation to start getting closer to God, but then life group was where you get to practice that, and it's also a confidential environment. Church isn't always, on Sunday you can't raise your hand and say, I don't really understand that scripture. Can you explain that to me? But at life group, I can be like, hey, Doug, what does this mean? And he explains it to me where I can understand it. I found out that my dad got diagnosed with a terminal lung disease called IPF. And I was new there. It might have been the first or second night I was there, and I don't know, I'm not really good about asking people for things, but I was like, they were doing prayer requests, and so I was like, I'll ask. And I did, and it wasn't, Doug and Sam responded with not, let's do a regular prayer like we do. They were like, no, this needs special attention. And they took me, a stranger, and they gave me special consideration and had a special prayer around me just for me and my concern, and that meant a lot to me. They were doing baptisms maybe it was like April 14th or something like that. And I wanted to go up there so bad. They started saying, anyone else? And I wanted to. And then I was like, no, Shannon has to be here for this, so I have to wait. So I talked to Doug, and I said, Shannon's coming here in 2 weeks. Is there any way we can make this happen? And then he said, actually, we're doing a baptism for someone whose father is in the service, and he's going to be in town, so we're doing it, so you can join in on that. And I was like, excellent. And to me, it's just something, once I had come to church for a while, it just felt right. It wasn't like anyone told me, or I thought this is the thing to do. It just felt right. Like I wanted it. And once I did it, it was like I was starting life over again with God instead of without Him.